Did you know in most cases you can terminate your probation early? If your judge puts you on probation, chances are pretty good you don't have to stay on that probation the whole time. In this video, I explain how to get off probation early and the types of probation cases that are eligible for early termination. So why stay on probation for 5 years when you can get off in 2 or 3? Hello folks, I'm Andrew Williams, and this is another edition of the Fedora Lawyer. I'm board certified in criminal law, and I've got over 28 years of trial practice behind me. On this channel, I share my years of experience with you to give you a better understanding of the law, and hopefully use it to your advantage. It's your legal resource channel. Regardless of the length of time the court puts you on probation, you can probably get off early. And it has the same effect as if you had finished your entire period of probation successfully, only you don't. You cut it in half or a third or even less. So there is no reason not to try and get off your probation early if you're eligible. Now, the types of cases where you can get off early generally include everything except sex abuse cases, sexual assault, child abuse cases, and intoxication offenses like DWI, intoxication assault, intoxication manslaughter, those kinds of cases. But just about everything else is eligible for early termination. Robbery, drug cases, theft, you name it. If you're on regular probation, though, you may have to complete at least 1/3 of your probation period before you can ask for early termination. However, if you're on deferred adjudication type probation, you can get off early at any time if the judge agrees to it. There is no minimum time you have to serve for deferred adjudication type probation before the judge can terminate it early. And it has the same effect as if you stayed on probation the whole time and finished it successfully, only you don't. So there is no reason not to try and get off probation early if you're eligible. In order to get your probation terminated early, you have to finish all your hours of community service. You have to pay all your fees up to date. And by paying fees up to date, I mean the court fees have to be paid monthly up to date, but they don't have to be paid in full. They just have to be paid up to the date that you ask for early termination. The last thing you want to do is ask for early termination of your probation and then find out you still owe them some money. You also have to complete any classes or courses the courts require you to take as a condition of your probation. And then the final and most important thing is you cannot have any violations on your probation. In other words, you don't have any no-shows with your probation officer, no positive drug tests, things like that. And especially you haven't committed any new law violations. When you ask to get off your probation early, you need to file a written motion asking the court to terminate your probation early. Now, the first thing the court will do is ask for your file from the probation officer. Being on good terms with your PO can be a big help when you ask for early termination of your probation. Because if your judge hears from your probation officer that you're doing really well and your probation officer recommends early termination, it's very likely your request is going to be granted by that judge. Getting off probation early is a blessing and a big, big relief. It will also save you lots of time and a ton of money. You can get your probation terminated months or even years before the original date set by the court. If you get a chance to early terminate your probation, you need to do it. Why stay on probation the full amount of time when you really don't need to? All right, I hope this information was helpful. If it was, hit the like button for me. Maybe somebody else will benefit from the information in the video. I like to make these videos. I think it's helpful for people to have a place to come to where they can find answers to legal questions that they really probably wouldn't be able to find anywhere else. I'm going to continue making videos like this on all sorts of legal topics. You can also check out my website at andrewwilliamslaw.com. For now, this is the Fedora Lawyer signing off.